Welcome to the podcast. I'm Tim.
I'm Jess.
And you're listening to Part Time Creative.
Yep, you are. How was your week, Timmy?
Look, pretty good. Pretty good.
Yeah. I saw you every day, but you know.
Yeah, you know exactly how my week was.
Yep. Monday, you were at home editing. Tuesday.
At home.
editing.
Probably editing. Yeah, you know, well, Wednesday. A day with Rory.
Day with Rory.
Too good.
Cute. Oh, he's so cute. But we could just not talk about our kid
That'll
all
be a
day
different
long,
podcast. Yeah, just talking about our Sun show.
Yeah.
But this week we finished off WandaVision.
Yes.
On Disney Plus.
Love it. Well, no. I love it and I didn't love it at the same time. I felt like WandaVision's on Disney Plus. It's about Vision and Wanda from the Marvel series, if anyone hasn't heard of that. Part of the Avengers world. Yeah, and I love action movies. I love all of these Avengers and X-Men. I love that kind of genre, so we're pretty excited to watch the show. First step, I was like, I don't know if I can get around it. Yeah, it's full. The whole episode was like a 60s I Love Lucy style sitcom. Yeah.
Which they nailed. Like, I don't know that genre very well. I just know it from my childhood, seeing the odd show after school or whatever when you're having afternoon tea. So you're aware of those shows, but I've never really gone through them carefully.
Like,
but then
gotten invested in one before, yeah.
But then watching WandaVision, everything they did, I recognised. I was like, yep, that's the kind of gags they would do. They're the sort of cheesy lines. That's the way it would be shot. They just nailed it. It was super impressive. Yeah, that part of it was so good, and just seeing every single thing that they did, it was almost like you felt like that you were back in the 60s watching it, and that's just a regular show, and that was good in that sense. But I think when I'd seen the trailer, I was expecting action and just all this other things, which does come later in the show. So it is. They really needed to establish that feeling to get you really invested in that, what they were trying to do first, before they then get into the actual meat of the story. Yeah, and once I actually sit back and marinate on the series as a whole, it's actually fucking amazing what they've done. Oh, yeah. It's cool. It's very different. It's like nothing you've seen before. Yeah, exactly. 100%. There were moments where I was like, oh, I don't like where this is going for sure, but all in all, I loved the characters, loved the actors. I'm sad that it's over now because I want to continue, but you know we can't. I don't think they're doing another season. I think it's just a one-off. Oh, really? Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, probably would be. Highly recommend it. Yeah. What's your rating out of 5, Jess? Oh, out of 5, out of 10? I don't know. Would you rather the extra range? Do you want to do it out of 10? Nah, 5's probably for the best. I don't know. I'm really easy when it comes to ratings. I'm just like, I like it. It's a 5. Yeah. And I don't want anyone to be mad at me. So it's a 5. Okay. In case, who directed it? I didn't actually check. Probably a mixture, episode by episode maybe. I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, I'm just going to say it's up there. It's a 4 or a 5 for me. Yeah. It's probably a 4 because it's not perfect in my mind. There were definitely parts of it that I didn't enjoy. It's hard to explain. I mean, I don't want anyone to feel like we're going to spoil the show for them, so I don't want to say too much, but there were certain parts where I was just like, oh, that was a bit shit. There was a character in particular that I thought was a bit strange and didn't quite fit in and kind of made the show less cool. Mm-hmm. But other than that, like the effort that went into making that show in so many different aspects, costume, art department, all of that were just top tier. Yeah, it was super cool. Mm. Yeah, I reckon for originality, it was just out of this world. Mm. It was awesome. Yeah. I agree. Like a couple of moments where I just felt like things were slightly too easy. They just sort of said, yeah, this is the way it is just because it's a show. Mm. Yeah, we said so. Which let it down a little bit, but all in all, I knew we were watching the season finale on a particular night, and I was excited during the day. I was like, oh yes, we've got the finale tonight. So it definitely was a fun ride. It was emotional as well, which was really cool. I love it when a show can get a bit emotional like WandaVision did. And I'm sad that it's over. So I actually reckon then I have to give it a 4.5 out of 5. Okay. Good rating, honey. Yeah, recommend it. So now I'm excited to introduce our guest for the show. He's actually my cousin. Another cousin. This is that quirky family we were telling you about last week. Not his specific family. Our broader family is quite quirky, all very creative. He's here for a week, so I thought we've got to grab the opportunity to bring him in. He's an editor. He has worked with some of music's biggest names. I think it kicked off really with Madonna. He then went on to work with names such as Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Disclosure, Kylie Minogue, Tame Impala. The list goes on. He's been kind enough to join us. Ladies and gentlemen, Hamish.
Woo! That's the
Hey guys, nice intro.
You just get one line, you get one name.
Hamish.
You're Hamish.
Hamish, just Hamish.
Yep,
Just
that's it.
drop the other 3. Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
3?
Because
Do you
it's Guy Ramsey Lyons.
Right.
Is that your middle name?
Middle names,
Oh.
yeah.
Guy Ramsey has a good sort of rhythm to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guy Ramsey is... Oh, a bit closer. Yeah, which is your dad's name.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure is.
Yeah.
Got the guy in
Timothy
there.
Guy.
Timothy Guy.
Hamish Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good guy.
Yeah. I think the way it was my mum got to name my 2 older sisters' middle names, and then when it came to me, Dad was like, can I have a go? And she went, oh, we'll give him the second one then.
Strong woman.
Oh,
Yeah.
Another one.
yeah. Welcome back to Australia.
Thanks, guys. Great to be here.
So you had to do the 2-week quarantine in a hotel?
Yeah.
In Perth? Yeah? How was that?
It was all right.
Yeah, what
I'm
did
a
you do?
video editor, so it's pretty common for me to just be stuck indoors making use of, whatever I've got. So I just hooked my laptop up to the big screen TV, had the setup, had a bit of work to do. And then I also had I'm pretty good with flights and stuff. What I love to do is just set a really strict itinerary so I can break it.
Yeah.
And feel really guilty for it, but at the same time be watching Netflix being oh, I'm missing out on doing yoga. Or, so I had a friend bring me a keyboard. I learned a bit of piano.
Oh, nice.
While I was in there, had just those hit classes and stuff like that. Was skipping and
Did you do those? Or that was the
every morning I would do it. It was funny actually. I thought I was going to drink a lot more. You're only allowed 4 bottles of beer or a bottle of wine.
Big bottle?
They control that.
They control that.
Of wine?
Yeah, a normal bottle.
4 beers and a bottle of wine.
No,
You're
4
way
beers
better off.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, but you're way better off getting the wine because that's way more alcohol. That's 5 glasses of wine.
Yeah, I'd
That's true.
definitely.
I'd probably go with the
And
wine.
stockpile maybe for a few days and then
Yeah.
really make you
day
go
off.
Every day.
Yeah.
Bender,
The weird
day
thing
off.
was, though, I thought I would be drinking a lot. But I think when you're indoors and you're not really, I don't know, getting fresh air and stuff like that, the thought of drinking just felt so toxic. I really didn't drink as much as I thought I would.
Right.
Yeah, that's true.
It's surprising
you
for me.
didn't have a balcony or anything.
Didn't have a balcony. I had a floor-to-ceiling window.
That's
Did you open
nice.
it or no?
No.
No, it's like Vegas. They don't let you out.
Yeah. The only time I got to see anyone was when they knock on your door. I think they come 3 times to test you. And you go out and you're like, people. And they're in these hazmat suits and they're stick this thing in your nose and just
we've had one.
stab you in the face and you're like, I don't want to see people anymore. It's I'm happy by myself now.
Yeah, I actually looked into the New Zealand quarantine facilities because my family is in New Zealand, my mum and my sister in New Zealand. And I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go, we're going to book in and we're going to do it. New Zealand quarantine facility actually seems pretty good. They have a parking lot where the cars used to be and they're set out like a path and you can go out once a day for an hour and walk
really?
around it.
Jeez.
They don't allow that here,
No.
which is a bit sad.
God, imagine,
surely it's all right.
go back to 2019, say in 2021, you're going to be talking about how good it was.
Yeah.
That
You got a car
during 2
park.
weeks, you got to stroll around a car park for an
For
hour
an
a
hour,
day.
once a day while
Yeah.
you're locked in your cell. That's like
You're
jail.
so lucky.
Yeah. Well, the crazy thing was a friend of mine, she had a hotel quarantine and her travel buddy had coronavirus. She was in the room next to her. And then they had a shared, no, not a shared, but they had a balcony with glass and they were able to look at each other through the glass and talk through the glass. But then there were little gaps. And she said that as she was kind of breathing, she was like, are those little droplets going to get over?
Yeah.
So some of these people with balconies,
Yep.
is it safe to be on those balconies if the person next to you
Or the
has...
person above you, because you'd think it
or
probably
the
would
person
go down.
above you sneezing up the top.
Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Hyper-aware, don't
You
you?
get
As soon as
so aware.
when it was the height of everything going down, you're like, oh my God, what have I touched?
Yeah.
And someone breathing close to me, it got crazy for a while there.
Yeah.
So your editing career has been fascinating to watch as a cousin, just hearing
thanks, mate.
how things have evolved.
Yeah.
I guess I was probably quite young at the time. Where did it changed? Like you must have studied editing and got into the workforce.
Yeah.
Next thing, you're editing for Madonna in London.
Yeah. That was probably the big change.
Yeah, how did that go down?
Yeah, pretty good. I basically wouldn't have even gone to London, but my sisters were going to London, and I thought I'll just tag along. And when I got to London, also what had happened was basically my degree that I did a communications degree, which was like, basically if you don't know what to do, you do communications, and it's a bit of everything. Yeah, totally. And it was awesome. I loved it. It was like marketing, video production, business, politics, creative writing,
Isn't a
web
communications
design.
degree like a usable art degree?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Wouldn't know.
As in, but it's so broad.
Yeah, you can use it for anything.
You can use it for
really.
anything, but it's
Yeah.
actually specific to nothing.
Yeah.
So
Jack of all trades.
yeah, exactly. So everyone's like, I'm going to be an accountant. I'm going to be this. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm going to be a communicator. Like,
Yeah.
what is that? Like,
Yeah.
So I did post grad because I still didn't even know then, and that just confused me even more because that was just like going down that whole academic side of things.
Postgrad in what? Further communications?
It was basically just masters in arts.
Yeah.
Or honours in arts actually.
Yeah.
And then still didn't know what I wanted to do. And then my sisters were like, "Oh, we're going to London," and I was like, "Cool, I'll just go and just like take some time off." And then when I was in London, I then realised like this scene, so like West End Soho is where all the like buzzy film production places are, and I just had this real like, this is where I feel like this is happening here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to get involved. How do I do that? I just started cold calling production editing places. Just so happened this one place that hadn't opened their doors yet were looking for a runner. So that's someone who like gets teas and coffees.
Yeah.
And I went for the job, and they were like, you know, you're probably a bit overqualified. The pay was terrible, but I was like, no, I think this is like a cool place. I'd like to start here. And then it was hard for that first while because, you know, my friends and everyone else were kind of getting on with their careers, and I was starting again in this like
How old were you at that point?
22,
Yeah,
23.
still young.
But at that age, you're like, oh my God, I'm
Yeah,
falling behind.
that's true.
Completely. Yeah, I was like, you know, this was not part of the plan.
Yeah.
Had you had editing experience before that?
I mean, because editing was one of the subjects at uni, it was like the thing that kind of held my grades up. Like I loved, I would stay in the edit suites all the time. I always felt like editing is one of those things which everyone's going to find out how awesome it is sooner or later.
Yeah, right.
So I've just got to kind of get in and then get out before everyone's doing it. And it seems like everyone is doing it now. Look at my niece. She's got these like iMovie template things and makes these amazing videos. I'm like, I couldn't do that with like a couple of weeks, and she's just whipped it up.
Yeah.
But that's obviously, we were talking about this earlier, weren't we, with some of those templates where you can make it so amazing. As soon as someone goes, can you change one thing? You're like, another week.
Uncle Hamish?
Yeah. Yeah. But then I was working in this place. I was hating it. But at the same time, it was the first time I'd seen editors, seen what they get paid, seen what they were doing. And they really do get to pull together all those things such as the, you know, marketing, politics, creative writing. Writing is, I think, a big part of editing. You're kind of telling a story with music and picture and everything else.
Yeah.
So I knew I was in the right place.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I was really just starting to get my goat with all of it, and was thinking I could maybe break out by myself. And then there was a guy there who said, stay where you are. This is the best place for you. And that guy, you know, I have so much to thank because he was also the one who mentored me. He would have his edits, and then he would be like, Hamish, I'm going to go to the pub. You can duplicate this sequence, continue with it, and I'll come in tomorrow morning, I'll tell you what you did wrong. And that was like one of the best ways to learn, just to get that hands-on experience.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And then Madonna came through the building, and when I met her, it was just awesome because I was still that right level of arrogant kind of lefty uni student where I thought like I had all the answers to all these problems.
Yeah.
Good old days.
Yeah, good old days, right? Gone are those days. Once you start getting paid, you forget all about that stuff.
You start getting too much knowledge and you get nervous and like you stop being so like cocky and confident because you're like, someone might know more than me.
Yeah.
Totally.
What's that saying? Like when you're young,
Ignorance
you know
is-
everything. When you're like middle-aged, you're aware that you don't know everything. And then when you're older, you know nothing.
Yeah, there's something like that, isn't it? It's like when you're young, you feel you can change the system. When you're middle-aged, you realise you're part of the system. Yeah, something like that. Yeah, it's like that. Yeah.
We'll find that. We'll put it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
And it's definitely how you go, isn't it?
For sure, yeah.
But at that time, there were these. I was doing subtitles for this African documentary we're making about Malawi and orphan crisis and everything. It was a really great film to be a part of to start off with, because it really felt like this is something that's just going to make a difference and all that stuff. And then I was there with these Malawian translators, and she came in the room, and she's just like, Hamish, and I'm like, yeah, and she's like, what are you doing? She's like with these transcripts, being like, this is ridiculous. I don't care if someone drops a pen, picks up a pen, da 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 da. And I'm like, I'm just laughing. I'm like, this is hilarious. Madonna just came in and was like, knows me by my first name. And she's trying to berate me, and I'm just like, love it, into it. and then I was like, she's like, do you even know what this film's about? And I was like, well, no, I've been told to just translate verbatim, so no. And she was like, well, come in here and let me tell you all about it. And then she took me into the other room with the other editor and stuff, and she was telling me how, all these people have tried to make films about the situation that's happening in Africa, and no one's been able to do anything about it. And that was when I just had this moment like, okay, this is what I'm here for. Like, I feel like regardless of, now I forgot about the fact that I was sitting opposite Madonna and thought like, if I can just say something that will kind of maybe have it make a difference, then, I'll probably never see this person again. So she started telling me about what she was thinking. Then I was like, well, actually, I think, started talking over the top of her a little bit. I remember there's one point where she had like a laptop out, and I slid over on my chair, and she was like, whoa, like this. And then she was just kind of like, okay, he seems harmless enough. And then I kept talking, and then I realized that little voice in the back of your head going like, what are you doing, you idiot? Shut up. Everyone's staring at you. And I just kind of went, oh, yeah, I probably said enough here. Anyone need coffees? And just backed out of the room. And then it was the best thing I could have done, I think, because the guys were like, she loves you. She wants you to work for her. She ended up sponsoring my visa.
Oh, wow.
And then basically also another thing was that they were getting annoyed that they were getting kicked out at 7 o'clock at night. So I was like, guys, what you've got, pretty simple offline suite. I could set that up for you anywhere you wanted. And then the director was like, okay, I've ran it by M's, what we call around. I've ran it by M, and she wants you to set up an edit suite in her basement of her house. We know you're going home for Christmas, but when you come back, if you could do that, and then, we'll bring you on as an assistant editor on this documentary. And when I was back home, my friends were like, so Hamish, how's London? And I'm like, well, apparently when I come back, I'm working in Madonna's house. It's,
in
the basement of her house, working on this documentary. And they're like, dude, I've been to London. It's tough. You don't have to make up stories, man. I get it. And I was like, man, I don't even believe it either. It just seems so surreal. But when I came back, that was actually there waiting for me. And that was just cool because it just opened up a lot of doors as far as more about the people I worked with and them giving me a shot.
Yeah. And so is that where the music side of your career came from, or do you think you always would have gone down a bit of a music path?
Don't know. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I think so. It is probably the most enjoyable form of editing, I think, is I do a lot of multicam live performance editing, which is essentially you've got a concert, they've shot it over several nights, shot it with many different cameras. You just have banks and banks of 9 squares of cameras, and you just pick the right angle for the right moment in the song.
Penthouse view, left some flowers in the room. I'll make sure I leave the door unlocked.
You've worked with Taylor Swift, Beyonce, all of these huge people. Was there anyone that you worked with that maybe it was Madonna, but that really surprised you in a way that you didn't expect them to be like that? They were either exceptionally kind or just different than you sort of imagined before meeting them?
Yeah, I mean, with most of the artists, I've only ever really seen them kind of in quite a professional sense. Right. But Madonna's definitely the one that I really got to know. And she's, surprised me because she's just so, for someone of that size, she's just so down to earth. She's such a family person, extremely loyal. In her house, it would be Lola, her daughter's having birthday. We go upstairs to blow out birthday candles,
Yeah.
and you're there with, like the drivers, the nannies, us smelly editors from in the basement, and then Gwyneth Paltrow, Stella McCartney, some other like crazy A-lister, and that's her
Just a
family.
normal
That's
day.
her kind of group. Yeah, she doesn't kind of, like she's not like extravagant in that respect.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so different than I would have imagined. I just feel like because she is so big, I would have imagined her to be very not down, like the opposite.
So
of down to earth.
eccentric in her
interviews.
personas.
Yeah.
That cool to know that when she's home,
Yeah.
she's
She's
super
mum.
down to earth.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. Well, do you remember that photo of her getting papped and you in the background? That's still one of my favourite photos of all time.
Yeah.
Well, did you have it? We'll try and dig it up for the podcast.
Yeah. It's one of the few pictures I have with her, actually.
Right.
And it's a terrible picture. What had happened was we'd finished the documentary and she was taking us out to dinner, Cipriani's in Mayfair, and she was like, you need a suit. So I went to like the cancer research place down the road and got this like brown Nicole Fahey suit. And I looked like a geography teacher. Like it was so bad.
Patches on the elbows.
Yeah, I know. And there's this picture of me and like coming out of the car like, hey, and she's in front. And then the cool thing was, and then the film got into Tribeca Film Festival and she flew us all over to New York.
Cool.
And she was like, just make sure Hamish gets another suit, would you?
Cal, be better than the Gap. Be better than the Gap. Say it.
I'm better than the Gap.
And so actually I went to Gucci. It was like this crazy day where they were like, Hamish, you got to go to Gucci at Fifth Avenue, get yourself a
Store's
suit.
closed down for you.
Yeah, like went in, they were like, we've been waiting for you. The full thing where they like decked me out in this suit. And then when I went to like at the register, I was like, so when do I bring this back? And they were like, hang on, no, this is yours. And I was like, oh shit! Like we all had a little panic there, and I was like, oh, well in that case, give me some of this.
Right?
Yeah.
We've got this new segment that we're testing out.
Yeah.
How are you at impersonations? Impressions, sorry. See, it's very fresh.
Jeez, you put me on the spot, mate.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. Well, if it makes you feel better,
Yeah. You gonna go as well?
Yeah, we are.
we're all going to give it a go.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
And I can go first.
Yeah.
It's probably not an easy one.
Yeah.
Marge Simpson.
Okay.
We'll just have a crack with the, oh, homie.
That's pretty good.
Not bad.
Good.
That's all right.
Time to prepare.
Setting it off.
Yeah.
Jesse, hit us.
Oh God. I don't watch as much Simpsons as Tim. It's like every time something happens.
You
at
know
home,
her voice.
Tim
though.
has like a Simpsons or Family Guy episode to relate that to.
Yeah.
I'm more of a like, oh, this happened in Sex and the City once.
Right.
Okay, give us your best.
Okay.
Carry them.
Best Marge. Oh, I can't. Homie. I'm the sister. I'm the
Yeah, that's Selma.
other sister. You have to go now.
Would she be like,
He's prepared. You guys are in on it.
thanks for the hit there, man. Yeah.
Don't show me up, mate.
Yeah, that wasn't part of the deal. We'll cut that.
I can't find a sexy sentence. It'll have to be. We'll have to do that next time. I was gonna try to find like something funny for her to say in long form, but I didn't prepare. You know. I left school at 16. Preparation is not.
You need to get a quote from like ScoMo or something. Put
Yeah.
that in a Marge
the one,
voice.
The one about stop it. What is it?
Or the,
it's not sensible. It's not funny.
Did you
Stop
see?
it.
Did you see the video that got a bit viral? The remix of Dan Andrews of
Yeah.
talking about getting
the beers.
beers?
Yeah.
Beers, get on the beers, get on the beers, no beers, China, beers.
That is such a catchy song.
I know. Yeah, it did really well.
All right, well, yeah, this segment's evolving. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that's worth a little shot. I can't
Yeah.
believe how good you were at that. Yeah, I think this might be.
I think it might be a throat thing. Yeah.
actually,
Oh God.
since we're talking about impressions, I remember it must have been probably 19. What year would that have been? 96, 97 maybe. All sitting around the dinner table at our grandparents' place. The nanny was big at the time,
Okay, yeah.
and the Fran Fine impersonations were flying around.
Oh, right.
I remember you having a pretty good one.
Oh, really? It's not too far off Marge Simpson, is it?
That's not actually.
Yeah. How does she sound?
Mr. Sheffield.
Yeah. Should I give that a go?
Give it a whirl, mate.
No, it's just no, that's not going to work, is it? That's it. You get a met. Mr. Sheffield. Sorry. It's not that good.
Mr. Sheffield. Oh. She's kind of like.
Yeah, she's got that Queen's accent, doesn't she?
And what was the butler's name?
Niles.
Oh, no. Yeah.
Niles. Yeah, I can't remember. I've got to watch
That was
it
a
again.
great show.
It was so good.
Yeah, you always wanted her to be with Mr. Sheffield, didn't you?
Yeah.
Wanted them to get together.
For sure. There was so much chemistry there.
Yeah, that's such a common thing
Did they
with
get
sitcoms,
together at the
isn't
end?
it?
I think they do.
Do they?
The whole series.
Yeah, I think so.
they do.
Yeah,
and then
there's
also
the wedding.
the butler and the like blonde Bob lady get together.
Miss Babcock.
Right.
Yeah.
Class
and-
on the past.
Yeah, I love those shows that you would like come home from school and the reruns be on. Like
For
that.
sure.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah.
So many goodies.
So
I wonder what
good.
those shows are now. Like what the kids these
kids.
days are watching when they get home from school.
How
Yeah.
I Met Your Mother, Friends.
Probably Friends.
Yeah.
God.
So-
Friends still is aging well.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
Except for when you see their mobile phones pop up that are like these big old bricks.
Yeah.
Apart from that,
True.
it's pretty current.
Yeah. Yeah.
The topics are
Doesn't
pretty
age
current.
much.
Yeah, and pretty hard to do comedies that are so clean as well. You think of
Yeah.
like, there wasn't smart, there wasn't, like too much adult themes or whatever, but they
No.
just kept it really funny.
Yeah,
Like,
just about the relationships and
yeah.
Yeah, it was really
the
good.
friendships.
We've got one more little segment we might give a go because we've never done it before. So
Thanks for
basically,
being our guinea pig
yeah.
on this
My
one, Mitch.
pleasure, guys.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
That's why you bring the family in
Yeah,
first.
get the few warm-ups in the road. I won't be
Yeah.
embarrassed if, I never see this or anything like that. This is in the trial stage. Yeah.
So we're doing a segment called Name That Creative, and I've
yes.
picked a few. Tim doesn't know who they are. I've picked two different people because I don't know how fast you guys will guess them.
Oh, so in with the
I've
first
found
buzzer?
some fun facts.
Yeah.
I've only
Do you want
found
to test the buzzers?
What was that?
no.
Oh,
You
the
just
buzzer?
guys just throw it out.
Okay.
Just throw it out.
Throw it out.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm
Get the
gonna
guess out
name
there.
a few clues or a clue, and then you guys have a chance. If you still don't know, I'll name another clue.
Yeah.
And you'll have to guess who these people are. And that's
Okay.
it. That's the
These
the segment.
people?
Oh,
So I've
I
got
like
two
it.
different ones because I don't know how fast
Oh,
it will
gotcha,
be.
gotcha.
for you to
Okay.
Should have been
guess them.
listening. Yep.
Yeah. So this person suffers from brontophobia, which is a fear of thunder.
Ooh.
No.
More info. I think I need more info.
This person
Does narrow it down though.
hates the color orange.
Wow.
These are really obscure.
I don't think I would even know, from my best friend if they had these sorts of...
This person worked at Dunkin' Donuts at the start of their career and was reportedly fired after squirting jam in a customer's face.
Oh, gee. Ben Stiller?
American.
American?
It's an American, that's all I'm gathering.
Yeah. This person has published multiple children's books.
Oh.
Children's books.
R.L. Stein?
No, these are all the same people, but the same person.
Same person.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think of kids' authors.
Yeah. Are they known for their kids' books? Or
No, I
this
didn't
is like
know
a
that. Way. This is just from Google, before the show. So
Yeah.
this could not be true, maybe. But multiple
doesn't
times.
matter.
Yeah.
Multiple times.
I'm gonna just throw it out there. Madonna?
Yeah, but you.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a great
other-
guess.
Isn't that, yeah, it is Madonna. It's Madonna.
Yeah, right.
Dunkin' Donuts thing.
Gee, when she listens
He's afraid
to
of
this
thunder
podcast, she's gonna be really
and doesn't like
disappointed.
orange.
Well, apparently she has brontophobia, which is a fear of thunder.
Wow.
Yeah, and doesn't like the color orange. I thought maybe
Funny.
you pick. Maybe
if ever I'm in an
edit.
edit and things aren't going well, I just go,
Play the thunder.
whoa.
Cut to orange.
Yeah.
She was also paid $5 million by Pepsi to film a commercial that never aired, which I thought was quite interesting.
Wow.
And then I had more easy ones, like she was married to Sean Penn, and
Yep.
that she created a clothing line for H&M.
Oh, there you go.
Next person.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll try one more.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Middle name is Allison. This is very broad.
Oh,
Yeah,
I think I need
you'll
more
never
info.
know. Can play
If you
the-
guess that, I would just be like,
It's rigged.
yeah, it's so rigged.
Can play the ukulele, guitar, piano, electric guitar, and banjo, as well as sing.
Someone from the Wiggles?
Johnny works at 5 hammers, 5 hammers, 5 hammers. Johnny works at 5 hammers.
Probably, but no. No?
I have no idea.
In 2015, she was told by an interviewer, if music doesn't work out for you, you could be a hair model. In 2012,
Jessica Simpson.
the same interviewer apologized for saying it because this person was so successful at that point.
Oh. What year was this?
2005, they said
2005.
that if music doesn't work out for you,
Britney Spears.
you could be a hair model.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor Swift.
Hey, see that? Yeah.
Yeah, they were both.
I was sensing a pattern there. I think it was because their middle name's Allison. I think that's how I got it. Yeah.
You knew when I said that.
Yeah.
Mate, thanks so much for coming in today. Really
Pleasure.
appreciate it.
Yeah, that was so
Good to have a
good.
chinwag.
So good to hear your story.
Yeah, it's an interesting journey. We'll keep watching. What's next?
Yeah.
This is a great question. So I'm actually going back into the fire, which is a little nuts. I'm going back to LA.
Yeah, all the best. Well, it was fun seeing you.
Yeah. Getting the wind up.
No, what's in
That's what
LA?
we got time for. There's a big job I'm doing, an Apple job. So it should be good. And then I've just got all my things there. So actually what I've been doing is sort of just coming back to Australia and being like, making this decision. And Australia's my home.
Yeah.
So I can't wait to just kind of wrap things up in LA, sell my car, get rid of my stuff, and come back.
Awesome,
And live in
man.
Adelaide so that we can all hang out all the time. That's the plan.
Maybe. Yeah. It's really, that's the next big question is which city.
Adelaide.
Yeah. I guess whatever draws you there. So we're doing everything we can to draw you here because we've got a music producer, we've got an editor. If you're here, we've got shooters, we got actors.
Studio.
Come on, man. Studio Phillips. Let's just get this shit going.
Bring to it.
Lyons Phillips.
Yeah. Can we get
Bounty.
Guy
Bounty.
Ramsey?
Go.
Guy Ramsey in
I
there.
forgot that you weren't a Phillips. Yeah.
Well, you are though.
But like
So
the
close.
last name, yeah.
Like I feel like I'm a beaten as well. Mum's side. No.
We're talking about Nick, who's on the floor and you can't see, and there's Tim's cousin who was on our other episode.
Yeah.
Family
So,
affair.
yeah, he's there.
They're expensive hands to put in frame.
Yeah,
That's
those are
right.
actually-
You might recognize those hands.
Yeah, those hands are insured.
Are they?
He's Beyonce.
Not anymore. Now he's flipping around willy-nilly, slamming him doors.
Flicking yo-yos. Oh, mate, thanks so much for coming in, Mish.
Euphemism? Oh, dear. Pleasure, guys. Yeah, thanks for having me on.
I'm going to hang up now.
Yeah, we're hanging up.
You're hanging up.
Pardon me and my tone. You can't step to my throne. They ain't working like me.